Coming up on Cowboys Special Edition, consistency in the Dallas offensive line is beginning to pay dividends for the Cowboys running game. The Cowboys-Chiefs has become a rivalry game between the owners of the teams. We'll show you how the Preston Road Trophy evolved. Running back Alfred Morris explains what he does to be ready at any given moment as the backup to Ezekiel Elliott. And the Kansas City Chiefs come to Texas to make their first ever appearance at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. All that and more coming up on Cowboys Special Edition, brought to you by AT&T.
What a huge win for Dallas. Washington played so gamely.
On a rain-soaked afternoon in Landover, Maryland, the Cowboys overcame the elements to win their fourth game of the year against Washington.
Dallas was fortunate that they played hard enough to get 3 takeaways. And then made a couple of big plays themselves, especially on defense.
Those takeaways included 2 fumble recoveries and an interception in what head coach Jason Garrett characterized as a complete team effort.
This is as simply as I can put this. This game was about 2 things. This game was about team. Everybody had a piece of this. Offense, defense, kicking game, everybody. This game's about fight. 60 minutes, everybody. We needed everybody for every minute of that ball game. Overcame a lot of adversity. Didn't blink, didn't look right, didn't look left, didn't look behind us. Focus on the task.
Dallas was trailing 7-3 in the first quarter when Tyrone Crawford's blocked field goal led to a game-changing play.
36 yards. The kick is blocked. It is picked up at the 10-yard line. Scandrick runs right, now runs left to the 15, to the 25, to the 30. Down the left sideline, Scandrick with a lot of room to run. He's still going down the left sideline, and Scandrick's all the way into the red zone.
Crawford also got a strip sack in the third quarter, giving him 1 sack in each of the last 3 games. His 4 for the year leaves him just 1 short of a career high recorded 2 years ago.
Guys let him around, and our corners, If he can get the ball off like he has before in past years, where I've been close, then you don't get the sack. But with him not being able to get the ball off, and guys like DeMarcus that they have to pay attention to, Big Dave that they have to pay attention to, Malik's rushing extremely well. So it's easy when you got guys like that around you.
I think that the guys that we have leading this defense, Sean Lee, Tyrone, and myself, those are guys that are true winners that want to win. They're true football guys. We're true selfless guys. It's not like we're playing for a contract. We're trying to get it done.
DeMarcus Lawrence continues to lead the league with 10.5 sacks, while David Irving is moving up the ladder as well. Irving missed the first 4 games and now has 5 in his last 3. He's on pace to catch his teammate.
We all play off each other. He helps me. Like today, he got me a sack by flushing the quarterback out to me. We just play as a team. Whoever gets them, we're just happy to get them.
You're facing on that quarterback. When you hit a quarterback enough times, they start to look at you and just wait on you to hit them, like a deer in the headlights. So, we just bless, and we just got to keep it up.
Throughout the game, both the Cowboys defense and special teams created key turnovers and included a game-sealing interception by Byron Jones. Meanwhile, the passing game struggled.
If I can explain it, I guess the next rainy day, go outside and take a ball and see what you can do with it. And good luck with it. It's tough. The ball gets slippery, the ball gets heavy. When the refs tell you they're doing the best they can, that the balls feel a lot heavier. They know it as well as anybody. So it's tough. We just got to fight through it, and it's football.
Dallas relied heavily on their running game. Ezekiel Elliott had his 3rd straight 100-yard game with 150 yards despite rainy and cold conditions.
1 is cold, 2 is raining. So, honestly, on that last drive, that ball was so slippery, I barely could hold on to it. Even when I had two hands on it, it was slipping and sliding around. So I was just really focused on not really so much getting yards, but just not losing the ball.
Obviously, Zeke was outstanding today, and he had to be. You said it, the conditions were challenging throughout. We're at our best when we run the football, and we really needed to run it and run it a lot and run it well in this game, particularly in the second half when the weather got even worse.
Special Edition, presented by AT&T, is brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. the Salvation Army, doing the most good. And by AT&T, mobilizing your world. This segment is brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Play the Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket today. It's your ticket for a chance to win big.
Handoff, Elliott, straight up the gut, 20-15, split him, 10-5, touchdown. That's to walk the dog for Ezekiel Elliott.
7 games into the season, and the Cowboys running game appears to be back on track. Currently, Dallas ranks 2nd in the NFL, averaging 150 yards per game on the ground. However, in the last 3 games, Dallas leads the league with a 199 yards per game average.
Well, we've played some tough defenses, and we've certainly played some defenses that want to stress stopping the run. And of course, you know, I think people were getting the feeling that, hey, teams are going to try to stop the run, and they're not going to not be able to do that regardless of how many people they put in the box. And I think they have challenged our offense, challenged Scott Linehan, challenged Dak to throw them out of those boxes. And so, you know, when you got 8 and 9 guys down in that box, I don't care how good you are, you know, in the offensive line and the running back position, it can be hard.
Still, that is what the Cowboys are all about, running the ball no matter what the opposition is doing. That's where the power of the offensive line comes into play.
I just know that, you know, we've been trying to take strides every week as a total offense, and you know, we've been getting better and better every week, and so we're just going to keep building on the momentum we have now.
Since Jonathan Cooper started against the Rams, Dallas has had the same starting 5 up front ever since. That's 4 straight games in a position where continuity is key.
Oftentimes, you know, defining who the best guy is a critical part of the whole equation. You know, that evaluation, who is better, who is playing better. So you have to do that. You want to make sure it's competitive. You give them equal opportunity to do it. I felt like we did that throughout training camp in the early part of the season, and now we've made this decision. Is this decision forever? No. But we feel like Jonathan's done a nice job at left guard, Elsie's done a nice job at right tackle, and that's how we'll proceed for now.
Team owner Jerry Jones says the offensive line is where the best leaders on the team can be found, and says they provide the backbone for leadership.
You know, I think for us, again, it comes down to everybody doing their job on every play. It might be one guy in one play, it might be the next guy in the next play. So as far as grading out, you might not grade out that bad, but when you look at it as a group, the way that it all fit together as one, if you say our group had a failure, that counts as a group failure, then we didn't play very well.
The position of offensive line, you know, you got to be together, you got to do everything together. Because, you know, on any given play, if one of the 5 is not doing their job, you know, it can be detrimental to everyone. So we try to do a lot of stuff together. You know, we're always together on the field, meeting, you know, outside of the facility and building that bond. So, you know, come Sunday, we have that trust.
That includes going out to dinner together to help solidify that bond and that trust.
You know, we spend a lot of time together, and you know, for offensive linemen, you know, it's like a fist. You know, you got to be like this. You know, it's 5 guys that, I mean, it's the biggest group of guys on the field. So for us, you know, we have to be able to go out there and you know, talk to each other, communicate with each other, and you know, that's why we spend a lot of time together on and off the field. So I think it comes down to that, just the time that we spend together, the communication level, you know, as a group, and you know, that's what you know, make us as strong as we are.
Oh, I mean, we do dinner every week, so you know, we get everyone together. You know, I just think we're in the facility. We're always, you know, we're not split up. You know, we're eating lunch together. We're up in the film room watching film together, and you know, it's something that's been built here for a long time, and the guys that come in here just continue that tradition.
Yeah, it creates a bond. It creates a communication aspect that it's easy for them to communicate in the games. It's easy if they're always around each other. It's a brotherhood just between those guys, and then it kind of carries over into the whole offense. So I mean, they do it the right way. They understand it. All those guys are great, phenomenal players.
This segment was brought to you by the Texas Lottery. Play the Dallas Cowboys scratch ticket today. It's your ticket for a chance to win big. This segment is brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas.
Preston Road is one of the most famous streets in the city of Dallas. The naming of the road isn't totally clear, but we do know that it got its name in the 1800s as a principal immigration route. These days, the road fronts some of the finest properties in Dallas and comes into play every time the Cowboys and Chiefs meet. That's because at stake is the Preston Road Trophy.
It was developed in '98, but my dad went back and put the scores from all the games back to '89 when Jerry and his family had bought the team.
At the time, Clark Hunt's father, Lamar Hunt, owned the Kansas City Chiefs. Eventually, he and Cowboys owner Jerry Jones would become neighbors on Preston Road.
By the time we got to the end of the '90s, Jerry had bought a house on Preston Road. And my dad also lived on Preston Road, and they were literally almost across the street from each other. And my dad's nickname as a child growing up was Games, because he was always creating competitions. And so the idea popped into his head, hey, I'm going to create a friendly competition with Jerry. Every time the Cowboys and the Chiefs play, we'll have a trophy called the Preston Road Trophy, and whoever wins the game gets to keep the Preston Road Trophy.
Clark's father didn't spend a lot of time or money on the trophy. It was more in the spirit of the competition. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones remembers the first time he saw the trophy in Kansas City.
But he brought that trophy that really looked like a birdhouse in my mind, but it was a work of art. And he brought that down and he said, from here on out, this will go to the champion of Preston Road. He lived on one side, I lived on the other. Whoever won the game got to keep the trophy.
The winner also has the additional responsibility to keep the inscription updated, which has been in possession of the Hunt family since 2013.
I heard my mother talk about it a couple weeks ago, and she said there's no way that he spent more than $100 on it. It literally has, some magnets on it, Cowboys logo, Chiefs logo that you would put on your refrigerator. That's the type of material that he used on it, and I think he was very proud of it.
Let's just say it has a little bit to be desired in terms of aesthetics. For someone who actually coined the term Super Bowl and the shiny Super Bowl trophy, well, this is maybe just a step down from there. But the meaning, nonetheless, is very significant.
I had some friends that I'd planned to have for dinner one night, and Kansas City had the trophy. Lamar had it over at his house. So I called and asked him if I might come by, and I wanted to tell the story of the Preston Road Trophy and show my friends. He said, well, Jerry, I don't know. That's really not the spirit of the thing I had in mind. The winner gets to keep this. He said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll set it in the front window, and you and your friends can drive by and take a look at it.
The root of the competition goes back to 1960, the first year in existence for both the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Texans. Both called Dallas home, and both played at the Cotton Bowl until 1963, when the Texans left and moved to Kansas City to become the Chiefs. And while the team moved, the Hunt family stayed in Dallas. It remains one of the gems on the schedule whenever Dallas and Kansas City tee it up. It's the fight for the Preston Road Trophy.
And it's something that I enjoy joking with Jerry and Steven about, and we've been fortunate to have the trophy for the last 4 years. We played the Cowboys in 2013, Andy Reid's first year with us, and won that game in Kansas City. And now we've got the trophy on the line, and we definitely want to keep it.
This segment was brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas.
At some houses, weekends are all about peaceful relaxation. At the Carter House, the Dream Whistlers are still trying to find their sound. And with the Reliant Truly Free Weekends plan, all that beautiful noise is free.
Switch now to get free weekends all year long. That's more than 100 days of free electricity a year, so switch now.
The Carters did. Lucky them. Reliant.
This is your ticket. It's your ticket for a chance to win up to $100,000 instantly. It's your opportunity to enter promotional drawings for a chance to win a Cowboys VIP suite experience. This could be your ticket to a Cowboys training camp package, draft day package, season tickets, and much more. For your chance to win these great prizes, the Cowboys scratch ticket from the Texas Lottery is your ticket.
To be a Dallas Cowboy on game day, you gotta bring your best every day. That's why Papa John's brings you the Cowboys Special. Good every single day, all season long. Get the Cowboys Special, any large specialty or 5-topping pizza for just $11, plus a free 2-liter Pepsi.
Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, official pizza of your Dallas Cowboys.
This segment is brought to you by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
It's been a week filled with headlines about the future of Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott. As a result, all of the running backs on the roster have to be prepared for extra work.
We have great confidence in those guys. They've had success in this league. Obviously, Alfred's someone who's been very productive as a runner in this league. Darren was very productive for us a couple of years ago, and we feel really good about Rod Smith and how he's developed and the role that he can play for us. So all those guys will play, and we'll just keep going down the road.
We do have talent, and it seems like so many people worry. It's like, oh, are they going to fill in with Zeke's going? You know, our run game's going to. It's like, that's pretty insulting, you know, like to say to guys like me and D-Mac who've been around the league for a while, who've done it, you know, and even Rod, who's kind of young and up and coming, has a lot of talent, you know, just throughout the preseason and times when he do get in the ball game, he makes plays, so it can be insulting at times, but like we don't listen to the white noise out there. We just focus on us, our room, our stable of guys that we have, because we know we're very talented and we know what we're capable of doing, so we just got to go out there and do it.
During their careers, Smith, McFadden, and Morris have combined for more than 10,500 yards. Alfred Morris has 5,061 of that and says running the ball in Dallas is very similar to what he experienced in Washington.
You know, I tried my best to set up the offensive line blocks, and I'm really patient. I have really good vision. That's one thing a lot of people say that's one of my strongest assets is my vision. So I'm able to find holes and make that one cut and get north and south, not a lot of wasted movement. So I think that's one of the bigger reasons why I fit into this offense, and I'm very comfortable doing it.
This season, Morris has just 13 carries for 105 yards, but his 70-yard run against the Rams showed that he's far from done. It put him over 5,000 yards in his career, thanks to 3 1,000-yard seasons that he had with the Redskins.
That opportunity I didn't have, you know, 2 games ago. You know, for 2 games I had 1 snap at all, and it was like a swing route, you know, and I think about that stuff, but I still have to show up every day. Even though if I don't know, you know, how many plays I'm going to get or what I'm going to do, I still have to show up and it's like, I'm going to carry the load today, you know. Always be ready, so when the time comes, I don't have to get ready to be ready. I'm already ready.
For players like Morris, the uncertainty of his role may be the toughest part. It's a role that may well reveal his true character.
Oh, it's not hard to focus at all. I mean, I have a job to do every single day, and whether I'm the starter or not, I still get reps. I still help out on special teams. I still do what I can to, you know, help my team win. So I still have a job, so I show up every day and do that job.
He's been a pro. He's really a great person. He's got great character, and obviously been a really good football player in this league, very productive, particularly his early years in Washington, and we're excited to have him on our team. And he's been one of those guys who's just ready to play. And whatever we ask him to do, if he's going to play 20 snaps in the game or 2 snaps, he's ready for him. He's been very productive with the work he's gotten. Every time he touches the ball, good things happen. So he's handled it really well. He understands the situation that he's in. He's getting himself ready to play for the opportunity when he gets it.
Those opportunities don't compare to his 4 years with Washington when he started 64 straight games. Morris says he relies on his faith to deal with anything that comes his way.
I put my hope in God, not in man, you know, and that's why I can be able to come to work and bust my butt every single day, not knowing what's going to happen. That's why I can come out here, crack jokes, smile, and it be really genuine. You know, it's not me just trying to show face. Because I've done that. Like my last year in Washington, I was trying to show face. You know, I was saying it, but I didn't feel it. I was angry. I was a roller coaster for me, and just through this process, you know, God just been wrecking me for the better, and I thank Him for it. And yeah, now I have opportunities to go out there and just be free and just have fun.
This segment was brought to you by AT&T, mobilizing your world.
This weekend's game at AT&T Stadium will feature a rare visit by Kansas City to North Texas. Since their first meeting in 1970, the Cowboys and Chiefs have faced each other just 10 times, 5 in Kansas City, 5 in Dallas.
Where the Chiefs started, so that's a great thing, and obviously the Hunt family, they live there, and I think they're on the same street as Jerry. So.
Because they haven't played each other in 4 years, the matchup is one that provides plenty of questions for both sides.
Yeah, I mean, there's both to that. I mean, disadvantages, obviously, we're not that familiar with them, but advantages are they're not familiar with us. So, I mean, it works both ways.
One player who can't wait to face Kansas City is David Irving. He came to Dallas after the Cowboys claimed him off the Chiefs practice squad.
It's going to be crazy, you know. I got to show them what they let go. You know, it'll be good to see everyone know. You know, if it wasn't for the Chiefs, I wouldn't be with the Cowboys. They were the only team to call me after the draft. So, you know, I'm always going to be grateful for that. But time to get after them.
David Irving is going to get his second sack of the game.
Special edition, presented by AT&T, was brought to you by Ford. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer. Ford is the best in Texas. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. AT&T, mobilizing your world. And by NFL Game Pass. You'll never miss another game. Enjoy full access to coaches' film and game replays from Week 1 to the Super Bowl. Subscribe at DallasCowboys.com/Game Pass. If you missed any portion of the show, be sure to visit DallasCowboys.com/TV.